Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. So on this Taco Tuesday I have a pretty decent amount of things to be talking about, so I already explained myself in the video, so let's just jump into it. So I'm pretty sure you guys already know what I'm going to be talking about, obviously from the thumbnail. So the only and best thing I can think of doing is just showing you. So I got these tires from a friend of mine with a 2018 TRD off-road, actually 2017 TRD off-road Tacoma, and I think they fit really well on it. They already give it up a little bit of a lift, and I mean, especially the old wheels and tires just looked so ugly, especially with that one white wall tire. But these are 265/70/16s, and they are Goodyear Wranglers, and those are the factory tires that came with the TRD off-road. So I'm gonna be trying out these tires for maybe, until they need to be replaced, and then I'm planning on getting Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. So that's my plan. And then after tires, well, when I do wheels and tires at the same time, actually when I do lift and tires at the same time, I'm gonna probably do around the same size tire, maybe just a little bit bigger, and then a 3-inch lift from Toy Tech. So that's my plan, but maybe for about a year or so, until I have enough money to be very certain about what I want to do, this is how it's going to sit, and I'm actually really happy with how it looks. And these are the 16-inch wheels from the TRD off-road Tacoma, which I really like the look on them on the first-gen Tacomas. Just, I don't know, it makes it look a lot younger than it is. And I just really like the stance of it, like looking at it from the front or from the side. It just looks a lot more beefy and taller, and I don't know, I think these tires and just the whole truck right now is gonna do pretty well. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of a walk and talk update. Myron. That's something stupid. That was on purpose. But yeah, so there she is. I mean, still needs a decent amount of work. Obviously we did move it from the last spot just because we're getting ready to break down this fence and turn it into a gate. Well, make the gate bigger so the truck can fit through it, and then I'll talk about what we're planning to do later on behind there with that tree. I'll talk about that later, but truck's gonna be involved. But yeah, so I mean, let's get to it. Actually, before I do anything, I just want to answer a few questions about why it's been sitting for so long. So it just needs a new water pump as of now, and maybe a few other things, but I'm not driving it because of the water pump, because as soon as you put water in it or coolant, it just pees itself on the ground. So that's definitely not worth driving. And since I'm doing the water pump and taking apart the engine, well, I'm not going to do it. A shop's going to do it. I got a good deal on something, but I'm just going to have them do the timing belt, water pump, all the gaskets, and whatever it needs. It needs some clutch work because it has some trouble getting into first and reverse. Not too bad, but it's just enough to be a little bit annoying when you're trying to move back and forth in like a parking lot or on the trail. I mean, those are the two most important gears that you need. But I'm almost ready, so maybe hopefully in the next month, because I want to get this truck to school at least once before I graduate, and I graduate at the beginning of May. Well, that's my last day of school. But I want to get this truck out of the road, get this truck out on the road before May 10th. So that's my goal, and money has been an issue. So that's obviously why it's just been sitting. But okay, now let's get started. So the first thing that you're gonna see, that I did from the last video and now, is I put in the other side for this little molding piece the clips on the top don't fit. Well, they're broken, so that's why it was not there the first place, but I painted them. It wasn't much to watch. It's just, painting with white tape, paint actually. But there are the headlights. Now, actually, let me turn them on. So these lights are actually from Oxbeam LED. So they sent me these lights a little while ago. I got one installed a long time ago, and they sent me the other one recently, and I put both of them in. I didn't really have a dedicated video to put both in, just because it was a little bit more complicated than it should have been. But the fit and finish on them is really nice. They do stick out a little bit because the shape of the back of the bulb is a little bit differently shaped than the housing, but they do fit and they're pretty secure, and they are leveled, and they are DOT approved. Oh my god, I just popped that thing out, whatever. But these are LEDs as well. I need to replace this because it has blinker fluid in it, even though the blinkers are over here. But oh my god, but they really make the front end of it just look a lot more modern. I really like it. So these are the low beams, and then the high beams are the two things on the bottom, and then I'm planning on putting fog lights on those two spaces right there, probably when it gets a little bit warmer. I'll do a video on that because I'm going to install wires the proper way and do everything really nice. So stay tuned for that. But one thing before I start moving around is paint. Now, I actually want to paint this truck voodoo blue. And I said that in the very first video with this truck. Actually, I got a new windshield over the weekend too. But I want to paint this truck voodoo blue. So I was thinking about taking it to a body shop to actually get that done, but that's just gonna turn out to be way too much money than it should be. So I think I'm gonna paint this truck right here by myself, with rattle cans, and don't even say anything before I finish.
That's what. If you say "that's what she said" one more time, I'm gonna pop you.
I think I could do almost as good of a job as a body shop, just because I have experience with painting. Like, I painted the roof on my car, and I think I could make this truck look really good because I do have experience with Bondo and pulling dents. So I think this would be a nice learning experience, and I really think that voodoo blue is going to look good on this truck. And I'm going to buff it and do it the right way. So that'll be a whole other video, probably in the summertime too. I mean, because honestly, if you look at the hood here and just that's a horrible sound, but I'm gonna sand this thing down and do everything the right way, so do not worry about that. So here's just another look at the tires. These have 12,000 miles on them because the guy that sold me these tires used them on his, and then he lifted his and put nicer tires, and I don't know, but whatever. But the other two things I got are a Yoda Mafia sticker and a Team Tacoma sticker. Now, inside, it is dirty because I haven't really driven it. But I did get this new phone mount. Got it off Amazon, and it's been really good. I mean, obviously, I haven't been driving the truck, but just from the way how it's so strong, taking it off and putting it on the windshield, and the way how the phone sits, it doesn't really vibrate either, from bumps. I think it's pretty solid. So that's the new setup. Then there are the LED gauges, and then the lights for the climate here. I am going to get a new radio, a double din. Still figuring out what I want. I might do an insane audio unit or the same unit that's in my Honda. And these cup holders, look at that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to do anything with them, but I am still doing that center console build in the summer too with wood. And obviously, the seat needs to be replaced anyway, so why not just get a single seat and then build one, and then switches, cup holders, and everything I want. And there's not much else that I've done in here. One other thing that my dad and I have been trying to figure out, especially my dad, is the little tab that locks the fuel cap is broken. So we still have the key and everything, to lock it, but it's broken, and the piece we found on eBay is $70. We do not want to pay $70. So if anyone has a first-gen Tacoma and knows how to fix a broken little lock tab thing, or has this piece that's not $70, let me know. But yeah. One thing, I mean, I just keep getting distracted with all these little things. I love the mud flaps. I really wanted mud flaps on my truck, and I'm glad I have them. The rear mud flaps have pretty much on every Toyota four-wheel drive pickup, at least from the 90s and earlier. They have the four-wheel drive on the mud flap themselves. So I needed to paint that, so I got a paint pen. And yesterday I started, but I'm not done just because I kind of got discouraged because the paint pen just kept drying up. But I'll finish that later because I like how the four-wheel drive thing looks. It just, I don't know, it pops. We're also going to remove this Lear cap. I'm going to keep it because these are really hard to find, I've been hearing. But I'm going to take it off because I don't really need it, and I'm just going to put it somewhere until I need it. It needs a new rear glass anyway because it was shattered from the previous owner. But I want to remove it, especially because I have an LED third brake light, which looks pretty sharp. It's not as dark as the taillights, which is fine. I mean, it shouldn't be, but it'll look really sharp. Now, about the taillights have been really well. I mean, I actually have to put in resistors in the turn signals because I'm getting hyper flashing. Even though these turn signals are not supposed to do that, I don't know, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I still want to do LEDs for the front turn signals anyway. And the reverse lights are actually still just as bright too, so that's a little update. And also, what the hell is that? I don't know. The bumper, really good. Yeah, I mean, underneath, pretty rusty, but it's mostly surface rust, and I will take care of that probably in the summer before I do anything that's frame twisting or frame cracking or anything. But yeah. Now for the windshield, the guys that came to do the windshield on this truck did a really good job because my old windshield was not installed properly because it was installed already. So it was leaking around here because every morning I'd find condensation on the inside. I'll leave their phone number and contact information in the description. If anyone's in the DC, Maryland, or Virginia area, they did this for a lot cheaper than other companies like Safelite and other places like that. This is not sponsored at all because they're just two guys, and they do a really good job because they resealed it. They put a bunch of glue and sealant to make sure that this windshield will not leak anymore. And it just looks really nice, especially compared to my old one, which was cracked and just was really gunky. I really need to clean the insides of the windows because you can probably see just, I don't know what it is, but I thought it was just like the tint themselves, but it's just the windows are dirty. But there's nothing else inside. I mean, it's dirty because it's just been sitting here. Yeah, but I don't know if I have anything else. Back to me in my room. Or I wasn't even in my room before, but just, you know. So that is pretty much all I have for you guys in this video. I know I ramble a lot, and when I do start talking, I never stop, just like now. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'm not sure what it'll be or when it'll be. It'll be relatively soon. See, I'm rambling again already. But like, comment, subscribe, donate if you want to. You don't have to. That's it. Bye, peeps.